What's up everybody, my name is Victor and welcome to my YouTube channel, which is all about helping people navigate their spiritual awakening or ascension process. And today's video is going to talk about the July 2016 full moon coming up. And I'm not going to get into like a report and try to predict things for you. I'm going to tell you how to master these moon energies, which are it's a massive potential to really accelerate yourself. And most people, and I'm speaking about myself for a long time, just get so beat up by the energies that they don't really make the most of them, and therefore are just gonna have to suffer in future full moons. But I'm gonna give you some five skills, 5 tips, mindset tricks that are gonna help you like dominate and like really just do very well in these energies. Okay, they'll kind of help you make the most of them and get through them with a lot less stress than is necessary. Okay. Number one, this is specifically sort of to the July energies in particular and going forward, is question everything, especially yourself and your thoughts and ideas and concepts and beliefs about things. Okay? These energies, the moon energies, they are basically trying to show you how much you've been deluding yourself with your own life situation. So really, you gotta like acknowledge the evidence you're seeing in your life. Okay? A lot of our beliefs and then like superstitions we have, they are starting to really play out, and they can become seemingly real for you. You will experience the results of these beliefs, but if they're not aligned, you're not gonna like the results. It's just, again, go with the evidence. So if you're finding something is in your life, or a repetitive pattern or cycle or something, or just some kind of block, a perceived block, go with it and question yourself. Don't blame the block. Don't get mad at the block and say, wow, I'm just being blocked. I have a lot of bullshit. This is just kind of like a rough time for me. This is just tough. No, you're making it tough because it's something you believe in. So question everything. Question what I just said. Question everything. Number 2, learn how to interpret your dreams. Right now we are ascending. We're going through this process where so much unconscious stuff is attempting to become conscious and sort it out. And your dreams are usually a step ahead of you. You can oftentimes, if you learn to interpret your dreams, get an idea of what's like about to come up or what's trying to come up, and you can sort it out from your own dream interpretation. I wrote a whole blog article. I'll leave a link down below. I'm not going to go into it now. I gave you guys 3 awesome tips that will help you be like very good at interpreting your dreams without having to read books or anything. Just these 3 tips will take you very far. Okay, so I'm not going to go into any further. Click the link down below. It's a free blog post. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It'll hook you up and tell you how to interpret your dreams. Because I imagine your dreams are very confusing and very vivid and very wild. You kind of might have a sense of trying to tell you something. And in this blog post, I tell you just how to do that. Number 3, and this goes for all moons, accept that your body oftentimes is going to feel like dog shit during these moons. You might feel very achy. Like right now, I have this like stupid stuffiness I've had for weeks. I have like my joints, they feel very achy, they feel very just like weak, like I could easily injure myself. I just feel very fatigued. I'm resting, sleeping a lot, having these wild dreams, but I don't feel rested. Day after day I'm waking up unrested, and that's just kind of, I have like this mental fatigue and mental cloudiness. All these physical symptoms oftentimes come with the moons. And no, it's not pleasant, especially if you have stuff you have to do. Oftentimes we're quite busy during these moons, and it's very inconvenient to feel so tired and not like yourself. But freaking out about it is just going to make it way worse. You could like double your problems just by focusing on it. Just accept your body is not going to feel good. Accept that it's a product of you making massive changes in a very positive direction, and it's just an unfortunate consequence that most people go through. Number 4, and this is key, and I say this with confidence because I get a lot of these messages from people, again, with these really wild fears and notions that make obviously no sense. But I know how it is to have these like irrational fears and take action from them, because you get synchronicities and signs and see evidence very quickly now to support your irrational, fearful energy. You don't abandon logic. That's the tip. Don't abandon logic and reasoning. It's you need to get the best of both worlds. It's good to use your intuition, and you'll have a heightened intuition during these new moons. But sometimes, because we're new to using your intuition. Sometimes your intuition is clouded and distorted with your own ego fears. And it can seem like your intuition when really it's not. So you really got to use your guidance, but also be discerning and go with the evidence on the table. Don't ignore it. It's very important. Question yourself, going back to step one or tip one. Okay, don't abandon your logic. Number 5, take advantage of your good mood. Because you might notice you might be fluctuating right now, feeling, wow, oh yeah, I feel great. And then, oh man, and then you just feel like the world is just caving in on you. You're depressed, you're miserable, you're feeling like crap physically. Things are breaking down in your life. You just feel like, oh my God. At those times, allow them to be there. But when you get a resurgence, take action. Take that inspired action. Don't let yourself fester with what happened an hour ago when you were feeling so poor. Come into that positivity. You'll get it. You'll get these fluctuations, and you got to just take action and make decisions from that place of positivity. Just take advantage and accept the energies are putting you where you need to be. And sometimes it's important, even though it might not seem like it is, to feel crummy and go with it and question yourself. But then when you get that momentum, go with it. It's time to act. And this kind of ties in with this next one. It's about become good at mastering being discerning of when perfect timing presents itself. We're trying, fourth density is all about divine timing, guys, and that's not something our minds are used to doing. Our minds are used to fabricating our life and organizing it in a very logical and intelligent way. But because we're also now utilizing the asset of our higher self in our affairs, oftentimes what seems to make the most logical sense is a very counterproductive way of going about things. And that's when sometimes you run into these blocks and have things not go well. That is time to just chill, just sit there. You'll know what you need to know when you need to know it, and then go forth at that point. Number 7, go for a walk. I talk about this. I haven't lately so much because I felt like I was repeating myself, but it bears repeating, and it's so simple that so many people dismiss it because they're looking for something more complex. But if you get outside, raining or not, and go for a nice little walk, no iPod, just you and yourself, just go, man. I don't care if you're 90 years old or 15 years old, go out for a walk. It's grounding, because these moons can make us just crazy, and we're pent up, we're in our little house, we're on our computer, searching every little fear that pops into our mind. You could really take yourself way out of alignment, okay? And then a lot of the stress you're experiencing is just a product of you being so like nutty about everything. And going out for a walk, whether you feel great after or not, it's going to help you come into somewhat more of a balance, I promise you. Okay, so that's my last tip, guys. I'm not going to get any further into these tips. Just be strong. Be strong, man. These summer energies are powerful. Just the overall collective energy now is very ripe for massive, quick changes. You're seeing it. Look on the news. There's always a shooting or a bombing or something. Just yesterday, in my neighborhood, it's a pretty safe, normal neighborhood. Nothing ever happens in it. And apparently there was a bank robbery. And there were just cops flying by. We're trying to get into our neighborhood, like maybe a dozen cops all clustered, helicopters. And we ended up getting into my own neighborhood. And like 5 houses down from my house, there's a freaking police officer with an assault rifle, like looking around in the backyard. Like, what the hell is going on? This is getting crazy. And that's one of just many wild, real life things that is happening in my life. And I personally feel quite detached from it. As crazy as these things sound, I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm not super affected, but I know a lot of people might be at this point. So just be cool, man. Just let everything play out, okay? God, the divine, the one, all that is playing out a play for all of us to experience and learn from. And you're going to align with different aspects of this divine orchestration for your own learning, and it's allow the whole to manifest itself as it chooses, and you're going to be carried along where you need to be, and everything's going to be just fine. A lot of times things can seem real hairy and out of control, and then the energies sort of shift, you come back into your alignment, and everything's like, it just magically gets all better. Just as quickly as things can spiral out of control, just as quickly, if not quicker, they can be pieced back together in a beautiful and harmonious way.